Let's light this candle.
Let's do it.
There you go.
So good.
It's a dead likeness, isn't it? Yeah, that's me. Yeah. I don't have those glasses anymore. I used to have those little wire frames. I need to get another set of those.
Or we'll just make you a new gnome. We'll make you a new gnome.
Here he is.
Oh my gosh.
The grumpy, garrulous gastronome. C'est moi. It is me, John Curtis. And who are we, Ash Watkins?
We are Eat, Talk, Repeat. We're back for another week, another episode.
We are just churning out the content these days.
I know. It's like a full-time job.
The content king and queen of Las Vegas restaurants right here at your service.
I know. And finally, we've got the Chinatown episode. We got that done and out. And so here we are. And I'm Ash Watkins, formerly known as the Hamburguesa Principessa.
Now you're going to have to get a new moniker, a new appellation.
I will. And I don't know yet. I got to think on it. And you can find me at Ash the Attorney on all platforms.
I've got one, the masticating millennial. Okay.
We'll throw it in the running.
That's all kinds of dirty jokes to be made about that. Okay.
All right, John, what is your moniker today, and where can people find you?
Well, the garrulous, grumpy gastronome, John Curtis at eatinglv.com, and John Curtis on Twitter, and at Eating Las Vegas, at Eating Las Vegas on Twitter, at John Curtis on Instagram. Don't bother me on Facebook. That's just a bunch of old, grumpy old foodies. Boomers. I wish they were foodies. The Las Vegas food, the Facebook foodie thing. I'm now trolling them. I'm an official troll of the Las Vegas foodie Facebook page.
I was going to bring it up.
Where can I get good Italian? Chicago Joe's. You know, is there a good steak in this town? Yeah, Golden Corral. You know, I just look at the worst thing. And you know, they're all such idiots. They're never going to get it, and no one's going to bother and go, "Who is this guy?" You know. So.
About 2 people understand the joke, and they always laugh, and I'm dying. So, and then together we make up Eat, Talk, Repeat, and you can follow us on all platforms at Eat, Talk, Repeat. Like, follow, subscribe, leave reviews, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. You can reach out to us directly by email, cheers@eattalkrepeat.com. Hate mail, questions, fan mail, all of it. We love reading what you have to say. Threads. All of it. And then what else? Go to the website, eattalkrepeat.com for updates, upcoming events, and then also sign up for the newsletter.
Yes, and I was looking at this one. This week's was really good. I think they're all really good, but I was gonna give special mention to producer Sammy for putting this out, because the amuse-bouche, you know, has all kinds of. I like the leftovers, the who's going out of business, who's in, to the creepy true crime theatrical booze experience at serial killer speakeasy. I mean, no food or beverage stone gets unturned on our amuse-bouche weekly. What do we call it? A weekly webpage? A weekly
newsletter. It's our newsletter.
Newsletter. Thank you.
It shows up every Wednesday in subscribers' email inboxes at like 5 a.m. So it's a fun way to start your day, enjoy with your coffee, all of that good stuff.
And you can vent your spleen like Mike H did this week. Can I shout out right now, because we have so much stuff to cover. Listener pet peeve by Mike H. When your water glass is empty for 20 minutes, but your plate gets cleared in 2 seconds, or before you've even finished eating. Same goes for taking my cocktail before it's completely gone. Yeah, you know, I've had that happen to me recently, where I've still got a skosh of stuff in there, but I'm really enjoying it. Especially like a strong drink, like a martini or a Manhattan. You know, you kind of want that last sip, and they whisk it away, and it's just like, then you feel like a fool grabbing, no, I want that last sip. So
I was going to ask if you think I always feel guilty going, no, I'm not done with that because I look ridiculous begging for those last drops.
People are saying she's a real alkie, this one. Yeah. All right, we have got some ground to cover today. So let's go to food news you can use. And then you are carrying the load today, my friend, because you have been to some substantial experiences in the last week, and I want to hear all about them. So let's go to food news you can use. Take it away, Ash Watkins.
Yeah. So food news, we're going to keep it short and sweet because we both have been to a lot of places. I mean, let me just tease it really quickly. I'm going to run through rapid fire. Cote, Cantina Contramar, Pierogi Village, Shanghai Taste, Johnny Max, Cipriani, Hachi, Cipriani, Landver Cafe, Croc, TPC Summerlin, Hauchi, Win Key Barbecue. I went up to the Suncoast for the Win Burgers, Pazzi, Tacos 1986, Wino, DuPars, Brasseria by EDO.
What were you doing? Just on an eating marathon and then in the hotels up there? Okay. Keep going.
Japata, and then the true finale of it all is E by José Andrés and Joël Robuchon.
Oh, well, that's burying the lead right there. I mean,
I know.
You ate it by José Andrés and Joël Robuchon back to back in the same week. That is a bravo, my friend. That is a bravo. I want to hear all about that.
And someone had the gall to ask me if I was headed to Guy Savoy over the weekend. I was like, no.
I got to tap out for a while. All right, so, but let's go to food news, and then you're going to lead off. Those 10 places some of them will rate barely a sentence, and but yeah, I had a busy week too. So, but let's go to food news first.
So, food news you can use a critical opening that everyone, I think, in Southern Nevada and Las Vegas has been rooting for is The Hat. They announced their opening May 6th, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. And it's on South Rainbow, 6215 South Rainbow. I think that's going to be a busy, busy place from May 6th till the end of time.
Let me tell you the pastrami I have on my face here. Yesterday evening, my wife, the long-suffering food gal, and I go, we had no plans. We're leaving town this weekend for a week. And she said, let's go somewhere. And I looked it up on, the trusty phone, and it said the Hat was open. And it said it was open now. She looked it up on MapQuest, and it said it was permanently closed. Sometimes you don't get the right info. Imagine that on the internet. So we drove all the way out there, which is kind of a trek from our house, probably about 12 miles from my house. And we saw people inside. We parked the car. We walk in, open the door, and Alexander turns at me and goes, "I think they're having training." Yeah, and it was. There was probably about 20 people in there running around and talking, but it was staff training. And the guy came out, was very friendly. And I said, "I thought you were open." He said, "No, on May 6th." And I can't wait for the Hat to open. So I've already been to the Hat, but didn't do anything. But it looks great. So
they didn't even throw you a scrap while
you
were in there?
I don't even think they had any food. I think they were doing like staff training with. You could tell it was almost like a school. It was set up like a school desks. You know what I mean? Mm. They were giving them all sorts of rundown, procedures and whatnot. So I don't think they've graduated to actual food yet. That's probably next week.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for it. I think that'll be a really fun addition. And then next up, this one's just kind of, I'm trolling you, John. 8 News Now here in Las Vegas, the local news, they did a pizza bracket for March Madness, basically.
It was absurd. It was absurd. Yeah. Napoli win. No, I don't want to talk about that, okay? First of all, if you're gonna go with classic pizza, Metro should have won, okay? From the guy, but it was just a ballot stuffing contest is all it was. And Metro should have won because they're a lot better pizza than Napoli.
Agreed. So, yes, Napoli beat out Metro with 53% of the vote. And hey, we're getting a Napoli downtown.
Yeah, I've had Napoli. Okay. It's perfectly good. But Metro does more types of pizza better than Napoli does. It does.
I've never even eaten at Napoli.
Yeah. Well,
Have
you're
you?
not missing it. You're not missing anything except a business that knows how to stuff ballots.
Okay. I don't have any other news that's
All right,
worth
then
us
let's get into
discussing.
it.
Let's get into it.
Dive right in. First of all, before we get, I don't want to bury the top things, but why were you spending all that time at the Sun Coast, and then also at the resort at Summerlin? Why? What
Well,
took
they're
you
the
out there?
same. Sun Coast, the Sun
they're
Coast
not.
Casino,
No,
they
they're not.
are.
The resort at Summerlin is different than the Sun Coast Hotel. Yes, it is.
Sun Coast Casino and the resort and JW Marriott merged to make the resort at Summerlin.
All right. Okay. All right. Fine. All right.
Okay. The reason I went up there, very simple. A guy in my office from Southern California came over, asked me if I had been to 1986, Tacos 1986, said they were actually really good. I said, all right, well, let's do it. So we trekked up there and we did a little food crawl throughout their restaurant row. And because they've been advertising Tacos 1986, they added, I think about 6 months ago, Pazzi. You went up there to Nam Wa for.
Now you're okay. The Sun Coast is not the resort at Summerlin. It's not. Okay.
My receipt.
No, the Sun Coast Hotel and Casino is right across from Angel Park. Okay. The resort at Summerlin has wino and Pazzi in it. The Sun Coast has.
Oh, right. It's.
You see,
what is the? It used to be Rampart. Was it Rampart Casino?
It was Rampart Casino.
There it is. Sun Coast is where.
The Sun Coast has. Yeah, you didn't go to the Sun Coast Hotel.
Okay,
you didn't.
I did go to the Sun Coast for DuPars.
DuPars is where the Sun Coast is, along with the Taste of Asia, and movie theaters. And then just down the street is the old Rampart, which I'm glad, folks, we'll get it right.
We'll get it right. Okay, so Rampart Casino and JW Marriott, they merged and made the resort at Summerlin.
Summerlin, yes.
So
let's start there.
Went up there to check out Tacos 1986. They also added Pazzi like 6 months ago. You had ventured up when they came in with Nam Wa from New York, the dim sum place.
Yeah, right away. Was underwhelmed.
And they've recently also opened For the Win or FTW Smash Burgers. So decided one evening, let's just go check it all out. And we rolled up to the Rampart Casino and moseyed through their restaurant row. And first we started at Tacos 1986. I think, what can I say? The tacos, it's like a taco shop. $4.50 for a taco. They're hand making the tortillas. Everything comes with onion, cilantro, guac, and mild salsa. It was really a solid taco. Don't know if it's a destination taco for a street taco, but I liked that they were making fresh tortillas for it all. And the pricing wasn't insane. Then we ventured over across the hallway to Pazzi. Have you been, John?
No, walked past it a bunch, but have not been.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So right in that restaurant row, they have this
place,
giant pizza oven, authentic, like built out, like it. I forget what the brand is, but needless to say, we sat at the bar of Pazzi next to the pizza oven, and that's just freaking weird. The pizza oven is its own, like, I guess, food court shop.
Right. Because there's a pizza oven and a long, like a bar with like about 10 or 15 seats in it, right?
Well, that's the oyster seating.
Okay. All right. I'm already
to the left, there's like 6 seats for the Pazzi bar. Okay. Here's the weird part. If you sit at the Pazzi bar, you can only order the pizzas. There's 2 of them on the Pazzi menu. If you want one of the 10 pizzas on the pizza spots menu, you have to eat like off to the side in their food court seating.
Basically order it and take it over there. Yeah, because there's a bunch of like tables in the walkway right there. That's where we ate the dim sum when we went to Namwa.
But it's stupid because they all come out of the same spot. So my first criticism is, Pazzi, let people at the restaurant order all the pizzas that you have.
Yeah, that's just,
you're overthinking it.
Some lame brain figured this out, who has a degree in hospitality from some they're idiots.
Wild. But we sat there, had a glass of wine, ordered one of the pizzas. It was good.
Yeah.
Very good. But
was it as good as the tacos were good, or worse, or better, or worse than the
not
tacos?
As good. Not as good.
So
and also considering how much great pizza we have around downtown.
Yeah.
Then we
by the way, on that stupid pizza thing, Channel 8, by the way, big friends of Channel 8, love them all there. Have a lot of history with them there. But the best pizzas in town did not get nearly the good pie, Yukon, the places that Sette Bello, the ones Solamente. I mean, they were in the contest, and they actually do the best work, but they're never going to have the popular appeal. I don't want to get on it. I'm just going to put myself in the bed, but I'll just shut up about the pizza. Okay, let's get.
But you just reminded me. I did also go to Sette Bello.
Yeah. Sette Bello is great. It's still great. Like 20 years on, it's still great. Yeah.
And that's the point, actually. I'm glad you brought it up. So if I'm driving all the way up to the Rampart Casino, I'm not getting their pizza because I could drive almost equally as far and get to Sette Bello.
Absolutely. All right. Okay. So now we've got you in the right hotel.
The right hotel.
We went tacos and pizza. And then where did you go?
For the win, for the double cheeseburger, $13, potato
Just
bun,
all the same night?
Yeah. Shared everything.
Okay. Just a bite or two everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
double cheeseburger, $13, potato bun, grilled onions, pickles, fry sauce. For reference.
Oh, we're talking smash burgers again. Okay.
I think that it's interesting though, because Yukon is $16, With Love Always is $14, Stay Tuned is $11.
Jive Turkey is
I don't know, but
12ish, I think. Yeah.
So it's reasonably priced. I kind of am impressed when places in casinos aren't gouging someone. And then last but not least, we ventured over to Wino.
Love that Wino.
And guess who we ran into?
Pascal?
Yes.
Mon ami Pascal. Oh, we love Pascal. He's great.
Love Pascal. Sat at the bar, just had a glass of wine. And it was fun because ran into Pascal the night before going to Robuchon. So he immediately was like, I need to tell everyone.
Yeah, well, he used to work there. Yeah, well, actually, Mon ami Pascal has worked just about everywhere. If there's a great restaurant in Las Vegas, I think Pascal has touched it at one point over the last 25 years. Yeah. So
but he was at Robuchon for the opening.
He was. Oh yeah, and then he worked at Le Cirque. I mean, Pascal has quite the resume, or as he will tell you, he says, "I am very, very difficult sometimes."
And then, okay, let me go through the rest of the little peon places I went to, I guess. Lou's classic breakfast, always my go-to. Japata has one of the best little dishes that's just underrated, and it's their wok cabbage with the fish sauce. It is so good. It's so simple. It's just crunchy and flavorful, little char. Then for breakfast one day, also went to Summerlin area, but this time I was actually in the Suncoast Casino to DuPars.
Got it. Now we've got it straight. Yes.
We got it straight. And went over to DuPars. They're doing a lot of construction in that place to elevate it. And
as soon as you walk in, you got the barriers are up and everything everywhere you look. You have to walk by them to get to Taste of Asia there.
Exactly.
From the side entrance. Yeah.
And so did DuPars, did my classic pancake, as good as ever. If anyone needs a pancake, go to DuPars. Don't waste your time anywhere else.
Why don't you get the Monte Cristo there sometime? Why don't you break the mold a little bit? Throw caution to the wind. I mean, you just get the same old. You're so boring. Come on. You know the pancakes are great at DuPars. Try something else. You need to try the patty melt at DuPars. They used to do a killer patty melt.
I wonder if they still do.
I bet they
I don't
do.
know. I'll go back. I'll go back and I'll order the patty melt and the Monte Cristo and a pancake.
I beg her, but she never listens. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Now, come on. Let's get to the stars of the show here. José Andrés and Joël Robuchon, God rest his soul, back to back. Okay. A by José Andrés. Take it away.
These are two of probably a handful of restaurants that as soon as I moved to Vegas, everyone said you have to go to. The problem with me was scheduling it because you have to getting a reservation's insane for A. And one of the things I finally did was just booked a reservation and hoped it worked. So we went one evening and it was great. And that's all I have to say.
Huh? What?
No, I'm kidding. So it's in the Cosmo at Haleo. It's secretive. Make your reservations early. You check in, they put you off to a table, get all of your drink orders set up. They make sure they have your wine pairings that you want throughout the meal. You wait for everyone in the group. Because remember, there's only 8 or 9 people per seating. Yeah. So they wait till everyone is there before they take anyone back to the room. Once you're ready, they take you back to the room and it's really nice. And it's a small, intimate room with the half circle bar seating. And
it's like it's almost like just a semicircular bar, but it's instead of there being a bartender back there, there's like half a dozen chefs, cooking, plating and presenting, like a 12-course meal.
Yeah. So the first, I love it because you can go in a group and you're not sitting in a straight bar. You can talk to everyone. It makes it a little interactive. They introduce all the chefs, which is fun. And then all of a sudden it starts. And it is true. I guess, what would you say? Like avant-garde, like molecular gastronomy. Just.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a lot of that. I mean, they also have some solid stuff. As I recall, I've been there a few times and they've just bring out some incredible meat, some of the jamon iberico, some of the raw ingredients they use are just top shelf stuff. So, I mean, but yeah, then they manipulate them with the cotton candy foie gras, and that's kind of cool. They end up compressing the cotton candy into what looks like an empanada, but it's got cold foie gras, so it's a warm foie gras and the cold cotton candy, and it's just, I don't know, it's just some of the stuff is just kind of blows your mind, and it's a lot of fun. And then you can be talking to the chefs the whole time they're doing it too. So it's really an experience. I don't know if it's something I've done it 3 times. You asked me when you said you were going. I said I've done it 3 times and I loved it each time. But and there were some seasonal tweaks each time I did it, but not enough to where you kind of need to go back. You know what I mean? It's like I can't imagine doing it more than once a year or once every few years if you're. Because it's kind of dinner and a show, but once you've seen the show and the dinner, I mean, would you agree with that, or could you see yourself going back, in a few months with someone else or a group?
I think it's probably one of the dining experiences every person, whether they live in Vegas or somewhere else, needs to have in their life. And so if anyone comes to Vegas or is planning a trip to Vegas, it's probably going to be one of my recommendations. Like this is something you need to do at some point in your life because it's whimsical, it's fun, it's light, it's interactive, it's playful. It's not stuffy. It's not, you don't have to be quiet. You can interact with the chefs. Like everyone was talking. The chef, it was funny. The chef there is Chef Anthony Tarmina, formerly of L'Atelier.
Oh, yeah. Good pedigree there. Yeah, and I remember every time I've been, you end up making friends with people across, because it's kind of a you're not side by side. You say it's semicircle. You end up just whooping it up and chatting it up with everybody. And it's a dinner and a show. Like where else can you get that level of cooking? And I know I bag on molecular gastronomy a lot, but I mean, Jose and Farinadri, his buddy Farinadri, I mean, these were the early progenitors of this stuff. And I mean, it's not so over the top. You're staring at the dish going, what the hell is this? And they explain everything to you too, both the technique that they show you and they go through the ingredients and the techniques, and that's half the fun too. So, I mean, you're right. I mean, I don't know if in terms of ultimate foodie experiences in Las Vegas or anywhere in America, I don't know if it can be beat. Yeah.
I really don't. And It is something really fun. All of your senses are activated. Everything's visual, textural, flavorful. I mean, it's just really a fun experience. I enjoyed everything about it. One of the things I also did is I put my phone away. I gave the hostess my purse.
Chagrin, you did it because I wanted you to be sending me pictures.
I know, but it was just so, I don't know, it's a really great experience to just kind of totally immerse yourself into it, and I loved it. And one thing we left there going, it's a tasting menu that really needs the wine pairing. If you're into wine, do the wine pairing because it's 20 some courses. It's all over the map on what the ingredients are, from jamon iberico to foie gras to, I think there was a white fish, all over the place. So just do the wine pairing. Even the lowest end is exceptional. And they tell you what to enjoy with which courses. Some wines were meant specifically for one course, some are for 3, 4, etc. And it really just kind of enhances the entire experience.
Yeah, and I think you can order, if I remember when I was there, there's one level of wine tasting and then there's a second level too.
There's 3.
There's 3. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
Well, my claim to fame is I've been 3 times and I don't think I ever paid.
Must be nice.
Maybe one time I did. But I wasn't paid for a review, folks. I'm just saying I got through the largesse of others. 2 times I got just taken there by foodie friends. They just picked up the tab. So anyway, yeah, it is by José Andrés is wonderful. And it's really a one-of-a-kind thing for Las Vegas and anywhere. If you're seriously into food and have people, and you meet people. I mean, I remember there were people, there was a couple from like Amsterdam, I think, when I was there, something like that. It was crazy. Another time there was all over the United States. And then there was a single diner there, a guy from Florida, and he and I ended up becoming best friends over the course of a couple hours. So, okay. So by José Andrés, if you got the coin, go. I got to probably reserve at least a month out, I guess, because I mean, there's 2 seatings a night and it's 5 days a week. So it's only 8 or 9 people each time. So basically they're serving this meal, 15 times, 16 times. It's very special. But then as if you couldn't even top that. How would you top that? Ash Watkins figured out a way to top that.
I did. I waited a day and then I went to Joël Robuchon on a Friday evening.
One day.
Just one day in between.
Well, I mean, given that you have a hollow leg these days, and you went to like 5 different places, at the resort at Summerlin, formerly the Rampart, not the Suncoast. You went to Joël Robuchon. Now, let's. You've never been to Joël. Have you ever been to L'Atelier?
Mm-hmm.
You've been to L'Atelier, but this was your first time at Joël Robuchon. So tell us about it.
Stunning. Just if you could fall in love with a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's something I think you kind of dream about when you're thinking of fine dining, elegant culinary experiences. It's out of a storybook or like a fairy tale. It's just you walk up. They've got both of the menus on the sides of the restaurant so you can see what the menus are, whether it's the grand tasting or the express menus. And then right when you're ready to go inside, 2 hostesses, they open the giant doors to let you in. And then they immediately...
Like 20-foot doors, right? Aren't they? They're just incredible.
Which in some respect is intimidating, but the fact that you have these friendly faces who already know who you are...
Yeah. They know when you're walking up, they know who you are.
They know exactly who you are. This is the thing. I love it. There's none of that hostess bullshit of like, oh, who are you? And okay, you can stand over here while we make sure your table is ready.
It's Watkins. I don't see Watkins on here. Could you have made a reservation another name?
Oh, so they already are just like winning. And so you get greeted. They immediately take you to your table. It's a giantly tall room.
Right.
but very small kind of jewel box seating.
It is a jewel box in lavender, and lavender, black, and
white and cream,
and some people, I used to say that it might not age well, and it's 20 years old, and I think it's just as beautiful as it's ever been there. And of course, a shout out to Sean Christopher, the GM there, who is responsible for just some of the greatest service you're going to find in any restaurant in the world there.
And the service was incredible. Sean, from start to finish, absolutely killed it, nailed it. The waiters, all of the service staff was just on point. I kind of joked at one point, I go, this is maybe what it feels like to be a baby or a toddler, because everything is done for you, like placing the napkin, all of the silverware, all the plating, the butter, everything is done for you, short of inserting spoon or fork into mouth. And so I was like, well, I like this.
All you have to do, raise an eyebrow and somebody comes over to the table, right?
Absolutely. And I don't know. So, I mean, the room is beautiful. Everyone is dressed up, which is really nice. And that's different by José Andrés. Everyone's more elevated. Men are in suit coats, jackets. Women are dresses or suits themselves. And I don't know. It's another experience. I think they're very different in the sense of he is forward thinking, innovative, and all of these things where it's kind of bucking tradition with molecular gastronomy. And then Joël Robuchon is doing this very traditional, exquisite, elevated French styled tasting menu. And we didn't do the 16 course tasting menu. We did.
Yeah, well, I asked, you and I talked about this, and I texted some of the chef there and everything, said, don't kill them with too much food, but make sure they see a lot of the good stuff. And I'm sure they did.
They really did. So thanks to you and Pascal and Sean, and Chef Elazar. I mean, more than taken care of. It was
let's set the stage a little bit. You sit down, and then they immediately wheel up a piece of butter the size of a football, right? That shows up at your table. And they wheel up this bread cart with, I think they say there's about 20 or 25 different breads and muffins and croissants and baguettes and milk bread and saffron bread and
brioche
and brioche of different. They wheel this up and say, welcome to Robuchon. Would you like some bread? And you're just sitting there going, you mean I can have as much of this as I want? And it just sort of, you see everybody's eyeballs getting big. And I mean, and they keep bringing it around. I mean, you can, the key there, having dined there many times, is don't fill up on bread too fast. You know what I mean? You gotta start slow, to get a couple of pieces, because that bread cart is yours for the taking for the next 3 hours. But if you don't want to go too fast, and I've been known to sample at least a dozen different breads at a meal there. Yeah.
It's funny because the GM Sean, he came over early on in the meal, right as the bread cart, and he goes, "John told me to tell you to watch out." And I was like, get out of the way between me and this bread cart. No one is getting in my way. But you're 100% right. And that's one of the lovely things about their service is you're never asking for more. The service staff is recognizing that your butter is out or that you're out of bread, and they just bring it over.
Right. And if you don't like butter, imagine, I can't imagine, but they serve this incredibly intense, Spanish olive oil there too. If you prefer olive oil with this stuff, I mean, they don't miss anything at Robuchon.
It was spectacular. And I think it's like the perfect date night, the perfect special occasion, the perfect restaurant to go if you have an important celebratory or discussion you need to have. The tone of the room, the demeanor, it's all very quiet, elegant, intentional. I don't know how else to explain it, but it was just really a spectacular spot, and it's special. And we did get the tour of the kitchen after it, and that was just special.
I mean, did you see? It's so intense, but so quiet. I've been in that kitchen a few times. I've been in there because I always eat early. I just try to get in and out. So I will be giving the tour and try to stay out of the way at the height of dinner service, like at 7, 8 o'clock at night. And I'm standing there, and there's like 10 chefs working as hard as can be, and about 6 or 7 runners and waiters coming and going, and it's just hushed tones, and all you're hearing is just sort of the clack 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 of knives or people doing plating stuff and everything, and no one's speaking exactly in a whisper, but how they're speaking to each other is barely audible. It's really something to see a great French restaurant like that when it's with hitting all cylinders or firing at the same time. And so tell me what you had. I mean, besides the bread, which is spectacular in its own right, can you recall a dish or two? Because our listeners are going to want to know.
Yeah. So the first dish I recall getting was the caviar, the visual one that's just notable with the little dots.
Yeah.
All over.
And that's one of the dishes that made Joël Robuchon famous.
And then the next dish, we had the asparagus, and then there was this lobster ravioli kind of dish. They're like shaped like teepees, and it was just really elegant.
Yeah, they're little triangular things like that.
Did that, and then got a frog leg.
Les grands oui.
And then what else did we have? There was.
Did they do that? Did you do sort of that the crab wrapped in sort of a bricks pastry or sort of that's a specialty they do sometimes. It's like
this one.
Oh, that's what is that?
It was incredible.
You can't remember what it was.
I don't even remember.
You're supposed to take notes. You're supposed to.
I'm such an amateur. I was just so in awe.
Raise her right, folks. I mean, I'm so. It's easy to look. I mean, I've been there a lot. I mean, you get to a point where, but when you're in any of these places for the first time, by Jose and Robuchon Savoie, you're in the great. You can just when you're there the first time, you're sort of overwhelmed by the sensuality of all of it. And it's hard to just kind of be very clinical when you're sort of going, and then they brought this dish, and then the sauce of that, and my God, it's an overwhelming experience in all the best ways. Yeah,
I just it was something where, and a lot of things were coming out that we didn't necessarily order, and it was just
Did you have the duck? What did they have as a main? What was the main thing that kind of they do?
I had
roast up there.
The pluma iberico.
No, that's iberico type pork, but loin basically. Yeah.
That's what I had.
Right, it's delicious. Yes, the best. It's like the wagyu of pork, and it's I'm glitching on what the name. There's a certain name, Spanish name for it. Keep talking here. I'll look it up here.
Trying to think. What else? We also had the steak dish, but it's all it's just lovely. Everything is small, and the pork came with the morel mushrooms. I think that was my first morel mushroom.
Yeah. All right. Your first morel, of the season, for seasonal stuff. So you're supposed to chart it all, write it all down, have a notebook beside you, and be sending me photos with critiques of every single dish. So that'll be next time. Okay? Next time,
I will. I will do that.
Yeah. Well, it's Robuchon is 20 years they've been there now. Well, more than 20. Now they're in their 21st year at the MGM. The only thing I don't like about it is where it's located, tucked way back in the corner of the MGM. It's inconvenient to get to, even if you're in the MGM. But it's they've made a go of it, and it has an international reputation. And you see, every time I'm there are families and younger and older couples from all over the world that show up there. And it's our number one restaurant for a reason. But it's very expensive. It's the kind of enhanced French food that you are only going to find a few places outside of France, and Las Vegas is one of them. I mean, I've always said who's going to say what's the best restaurant in America? Le Bernardin, Cren up in San Francisco. There's a lot of candidates, but in the firmament of the best restaurants in America, Robuchon is in that top 5. You can, depending on your mood and who you are and your mood, it could be considered the best, because I don't know anybody that does top to bottom as many things as spectacularly as our Joël Robuchon does.
Yeah, I can't disagree. And of course, we've got the side of the Joël Robuchon potatoes.
Oh yes, you have to do that. Yeah. Well, let's take a break and while you swoon some more, and then we'll come back and we'll try to rip through a few little mini reviews on my end, so we can continue to provide food news that everyone can use.
Welcome to Sam & Ash, the new standard for personal injury law, because you deserve a team that delivers real support and results. When you have both, your whole world can change. Sam & Ash Injury Law, because you deserve what's right.
All right.
Pop music. Pop music.
All right. Well, I think what I was searching for about the pork, the Iberico pork, they call it secreto. I mean, it's the best of the Wagyu. They call it the Wagyu of pork. It's the best of jamon Iberico. It's not a jamon, not a ham. It's just really, really good Spanish pork that they use. And I think it's richly marbled. It's very white, and it tastes better than any pork chop you ever had, which is what you had at Robuchon. So, chef is Elazar Villanueva. Yeah, he's been nominated before for James Beard Award. Should have won one a long time ago, but that's the way the cookie crumbles on that. And you remember how many courses you had? Because I told him to take it easy on you. Of course, I kind of wrote ahead of time. You were probably set up to get 3 or 4 courses, but I'm sure you probably had 6.
So I planned for the 2 appetizers, 1 entree, 1 dessert meal.
And they supplemented.
And then they supplemented about 3 on there.
Yeah, that's what I figured they did. Yeah, because give you an idea what and did you have room for dessert? Because the desserts are over the top too. I mean, the bread cart is one thing. Then they have a mignardise cart with all the pétafours or mignardise. My favorite joke is pétafours is French for I can't believe they're serving us more food.
It's incredible.
Over when you've already had dessert, and it's a trolley that's got about 4 layers of shelves on it, full of all these candies and sweets, in addition to the dessert you just had. So did you fill up on that, or did you give it a pass?
So I was starting to fill up during my main entree, and I slowed down, had my dessert, which was this lemon sorbetto gelée thing that was just absolutely off the charts. And then when the mignardise cart came out, we were joking about, do they ever have to cut people off? And if people are ever absurdly selfish, and the guy was actually funny, and he told some fun stories, but I was able to enjoy most of those. And it's just, they're all very tiny and ornate and decorative and flavorful, and each one is so different and unique. And so I was
nicely.
Do
they give it to you? Do you take any home? They give you a box of them to take home with you.
Yeah, and they gave us something else to take home. So they were really exceptional as far as service. So there's nothing they wouldn't do. I feel like as long as you're respectful and reasonable, they are back. And the story, the the guy pushing the Mignardise cart told, he goes, one guy, when we pulled up, he was like, can I just get 2 of each? And there's about 20 plus different
30 different little things on there. Yeah. I mean, there's the little the pâté fruit, the fruits. They have the caramels. They have little tiny biscuits, and I mean and cookies of all kinds. I mean, you can go nuts.
Mini creme brulees, things like. And so he was saying, like, on that case, then we kind of say, well, let's start with this amount, and then we can always add more. And so, just I don't know, it was really just decadent and lovely. And
you're still speechless again, twice in 1 week. Well, the food gal always says she's a big fan of it, but she just she always has to tap out. But she's so happy the next day when she has the stuff sitting there on the kitchen counter and going, look at all these goodies that we brought home with us. It's I would say it's a testament to excess, but it's nothing. You can't do it all the time, but it's a wonderful, wonderful experience and one of a kind. And I've been writing this for 20 years, and it's in our own backyard. I mean, if you've got the coin, it's not cheap. I mean, a dinner for 2 there, you don't have to do the $500 multi-course tasting menu. You can get out of there cheaper than that. And just pick 2 or 3 courses for about half that much, but you're still talking in the high hundreds of dollars for 2 people, and no matter if you go there. But it's I mean, when I see how much people are paying to see a fucking Fish concert at the Sphere, Joel Robuchon doesn't seem that expensive to me.
Yeah, I think there's the grand tasting menu, or there's their express menus, and there's 3 tiers on that express menu of like what you get on it. And I think one of them is like $235, one's $295, and then I think the other one's low 300s. And trust me, those are plenty of food. You will not leave there hungry at all.
Well, yeah. Well, you can opt for the lower thing, but the little things they bring out to you, you're gonna just go crazy with.
Yeah.
And it's
and the cheese cart.
Oh, we didn't even talk about
the cheese cart. Another cart. Joel Robuchon, the land of carts. You've got a bread cart. You've got a butter cart.
The French word for the gueridon. Gueridon. I'm sure I'm butchering that. I apologize. Gueridon. Gueridon. It's just like a rolling cart that they push around restaurants. And it's originally it's a piece of furniture that kind of can be moved around, but now they use that as the French word for those carts. And it is did you have any of the cheeses? Because I usually say tous les fromages, which means all the cheeses.
Yeah, we had a bunch of them, a couple of the different blue cheeses, the mimolette.
No, the aged mimolette.
Oh, so
tastes
good.
Like caramel. It's so good.
And
so orange, dark orange. Oh God.
Triple creme brie, camembert.
So good.
It's all of it's just stupid good. I loved it. I just want to live there. I want all of that in my house at all times. There was a funny moment when the bread cart was just sitting in front of our table and the servers had all kind of left, and then some other server came over and she goes, "Do you mind if I take this?" And I was like, "Please, like it's yours, actually."
I just wanted to have my 3rd helping from it. Something else. So Joel Robuchon, for that special someone, if you're gonna
go by yourself. Even if you don't have a someone, there was some lady there that was just doing the one of the express menus and wine tastings by herself. She was dressed up. She was having a lovely evening by herself, enjoying the wine, talking to all the staff, servers, the sommelier. Go by yourself.
Yeah, I can't stress enough how friendly the staff are too. I mean, there's not a stuffy bone for what looks like it could be the stuffiest restaurant in America. There's not a stuffy bone in anyone's body. They will joke with you. They'll explain everything. They're incredibly patient. They all have great senses of humor. There's a twinkle in everybody's eye. So even if you don't know a thing about that food, if you're there to have a good time, they will show you a good time there, and you'll learn a lot about fancy French food in the process. So great. Okay,
yeah.
let's come back down to earth now a little bit, because I'm going to go.
Womp, womp, womp.
Oh, I'm sorry, but man does not live by haute cuisine alone.
Can I just sum it up?
Yeah.
You can't say one or the other when it comes to E by José Andrés or Joël Robuchon. You've got to do them both. They're so different. Yes, the price points are the same. Yes, getting the reservation is comparably difficult, but you have to do both. It's not a...
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's a station on the cross for gourmands, budding epicures, whatever. You really can't call yourself someone who knows a lot about certainly the Las Vegas food scene or even the international food scene, and unless you can do this. And I realize they're expensive, but it's kind of essential if you want to see what our food scene is about here. And I just hope it sticks around. I've always been. Every time these great restaurants get to a certain age, I get that's what I'm segueing into. Everything can get a little sad, and I'm glad that Joël Robuchon made it to 20, and Guy Savoy, which is right up there with Robuchon, is going to have its 20th year this year at the Caesar's Palace. But it was announced last week that Le Cirque will be closing in August, this coming August, and I wrote kind of a long thing on Twitter and Facebook even about how I wish I was sadder about it, but the Le Cirque I fell in love with in 1998 died about 2018, and I'm just more of a shrug and a sigh than real tears for the death of Le Cirque, and maybe that's about all I should say at this point, because it was a family-run restaurant. And then they sort of took a back. Then the casino sort of did some kind of licensing deal. I don't know what the contract said, but then it's been sort of run by the MGM Bellagio since 2018, and it's been way overpriced. They did a full tasting menu, kind of absurd, and all the charm it had from being this elite, completely iconic New York restaurant here in an absolute jewel box of a space in the Bellagio got lost in what you could just see was corporate greed. And I'm not sad it's gone, but I can't summon the tears for something that died a long time ago. I guess that's all I can say about Le Cirque.
There you go. I haven't been there. I probably won't go because
you should have gone in 2010 or 2003 or 2015, because it was really something. It was It put Vegas. It had as much to do with putting Vegas on the world's gastronomic map as Spago did. It really did, because they were about 5 years apart in opening here, but it was the one where suddenly you could see restaurateurs and chefs and food journalists from around the world going, "Ooh, Le Cirque is going to Vegas. That's a big deal." When it was considered like one of the most famous restaurants in New York, one of the best restaurants in New York. It was already pretty old in New York, but it was still going strong when it came out here, and it gave us immense immediate credibility in the food world. And but sigh, the Macchione, Sirio died, and it just wasn't the same anymore. Okay, so let's go.
Can I just kind of ask? You know, you're talking about the change and evolution of Le Cirque, but Joël Robuchon's been there for 20 years. I've only been once, and I just gushed about my one time, and it's in year 20. Would you say it's still firing on all cylinders?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think Elazar is in the 20 years. I think he's maybe the fifth chef they've had, the fifth head chef. So I mean, they've cycled through a few. Claude Latoic was who opened it, and who got a Michelin, who got a James Beard Award back in 2011 for Best Chef Southwest, which he shared with Saipen Chutama. They tied. They both got an award. That was kind of the feather in our cap back in 2011 when they got that at the Beards. But I mean, you could quibble about little tiny things, but it's always been just a restaurant known for just exquisite cooking. of incredibly rich, pristine ingredients. And by rich, I mean, the best of the best ingredients. And I don't think that's ever wavered. I mean, and I don't go like immediately when I've probably been there a dozen times, maybe 20 times, at least a dozen times. Probably go like every other year. And, but I've noticed very little fall off. I mean, the bread cart's always spectacular.
Every other year, I feel like you went like 3 times
I went 3
in a
times
month.
last year. Yes, I did. But up until then, I mean, when it opened, I remember in the first couple of years it was open, I remember going 4 times in 2 years because I loved it that much. And back then it was really expensive, but it was $250 a person expensive. Now it's doubled. And, but then I kind of, things got moving in different directions, and maybe a few years went by and I didn't go at all. And then I'd suddenly go twice in 1 year, blah, blah, blah. So I'm guessing I've been there about a dozen times, maybe more. And no, it's just as good. It's just as good. It's just as beautiful. And the service has never wavered. Yeah, so I can't say it's ever lost a step.
They're refreshing it.
Yeah.
They said they're closing Robuchon for a brief moment over the summer to revamp some things inside. So
excellent. Well, that's good news. Yeah. Good news. I'm good. So, Cirque is gone. We're kind of running long here, so I'm just gonna do some real quickie reviews here. Went back to Cote, and Cote for Korean Steakhouse, incredible wine program. I mean, it's a Korean restaurant first and a steakhouse second, but the steaks are incredible. They just cook them for you there. Great wine list, fantastic. Known for its wine in New York, and equally good here. I don't think they charged me corkage. I took a bottle. Ordered a bottle from them. Can't recommend Cote highly enough. Cantina Contramar. You and I will talk about Cantina Contramar more on an upcoming episode because that deserves more time than we have right now.
Can I go back to Cote? You mentioned how they cook it.
Yeah.
Some people like it and some people don't. You kind of have you're paying for an added guest in your party. They're always at your table. The server is always there having to flip the meat. So it's kind of you.
Go. I mean, they don't just stand there like a statue the whole time.
Yeah, but it's a lot.
Well, they're there a lot cooking the meat, then they disappear, and then they come back and cook some other meat.
Okay, some people say they feel like they've got added a guest to their reservation with it.
Well, that's just the Korean way. And I mean, I'm telling you, my Korean friends have, I think I don't think Cote's been open 4 months. I think they've been 6 times in 4 months. And they claim and the banchan is really good. Some of the cool little, they do some really nice, they do a kind of a Korean paella there. They do some interesting, innovative stuff along with real classic Korean food. And the beef is top quality stuff. And I kind of like it. Yeah, I guess they are a little bit intrusive, but you're sort of paying for that show too. Doesn't bother me. Apparently it bothers, little Miss Newport Beach over there. Okay.
I don't.
Okay. Anyway, we'll talk about Contramar coming up. I
will go.
Yeah, that deserves a couple shout outs to some places. Pierogi Village. Went to Pierogi Village up in Summerlin. It's like walking into a Polish grandma's house. And they have the little pierogies. We had borscht, a great borscht. I love that. A great kielbasa, garlicky kielbasa, all Polish beer. A lady that's like she's not that old, but you feel like you're in a grandma's house with the little white and red check tablecloths and all the gewgaws and the little fancy knickknacks on the walls. It's a hoot. Didn't cost much. Had a great lunch up there. I mean, Polish food ain't my bag, but I mean, it was a charming, charming place. And when you get a Jonesin for a pierogi, okay, I found myself in Henderson again. I'm not giving up on Hendersucky. I'm not. So I went to Main Street in Henderson, went to Johnny Mac's. There's been a staple on Boulder Highway forever, since 1983. Went to Johnny Mac's and had something called a beef on weck. And people, you know what a beef on weck is? Little Pennsylvania girl. I keep calling you like from Southern Cal, but you have Pennsylvania roots, don't you?
I do.
Your mom and dad are both from Penn. Well, upstate New York is known for something called beef on weck, which is basically roast beef kind of sliced, not rare, cooked all the way through, almost like a pot roast beef on a Kimmelweck bun, which has got caraway seeds on it, right? And I hadn't seen one of these in years, and Johnny Mac's had it, and it was quite good. Had it with a black and tan. I mean, it's bar food restaurant right on Water Street in Henderson, but really enjoyed Johnny Mac's. Then went also, just a quick note, went to a place called a wine bar on Water Street, and it was a beautiful little wine bar. The red wine was too warm, but it was a gorgeous. It was check out my Instagram and my Twitter page. I mean, I'll show some pictures of that. But the wine bar. I mean, Water Street is trying to be cool. The city of Henderson has done all it can, and some developers have done all they can to sort of make it a nice area with the sports arena, and they've got condos, and they've got some beautiful storefronts. They're bringing in things like Johnny Mac's and wine bars, and there's restaurants down the street. It's a great looking place. All it needs is customers. Okay, it needs people, and I don't think it brings them in to the extent that it should for what should be a nice walkable 5-6 block urban area. Maybe it'll eventually get there, but I was impressed by Water Street. I wish it had more customers though, because most of the places I was in, even Johnny Mac's was busy, but most of the places we peered into on like a Wednesday or a Thursday night, I think it was a Thursday night, I mean, they had customers, but not as many as they should have. Hachi Izakaya again, loved it. Went back to Landwehr Cafe again. I try to like Landwehr.
Are you giving up on it yet?
I know, but the third time's a charm. No, it's just totally mid. I like the pita bread. The shawarma is. I mean, why are Jewish people allergic to salt and pepper? I mean, what is wrong with them? They just seasonings seem to escape these people. Okay, but so we go to Landwehr because our friends of ours like it, but the food, I just cannot get enthused about the food. Croc is right across from Shanghai Plaza. It's a new Thai place right across from Shanghai Plaza. Give it a look. A really nice build out. A little bit different, not the same old Thai food. I mean, it has some of those things as well. I mean, like the mango sticky rice and the egg and the boat noodles and whatnot. But they do a Thai guacamole with a papaya chips and avocados. It was quite good. I did a red fish in a spicy sauce. I really liked a great mango sticky rice. I'm trying to remember the last thing I had, but we didn't eat too much because we weren't that hungry. But I was so impressed with the build out, and it's only been there about a year, and it's something different in Thai food in Chinatown. So Croc, Krok, and all caps. Croc, that's sort of what a molcajetes, what the Spanish, the Mexicans call molcajetes, basically an earthenware jar that they use to grind spices in. And we'll go back there. Can't wait to go back. Hauchi, I've probably been to for the last time. I tweeted it out yesterday. My wife and I have been going there now since it opened about a year and a half ago, but the food just seems to get worse every time we go. And this was bland, and it just feels like a place that's just going through the motions. I don't know why the China Mama people opened on West Charleston, but and I have been. It probably suffers from this being about the 10th time I've been, and the last few times it just seems to be getting worse and worse. So probably been to Hauchi for the last time. But good news, Win Key Hong Kong Barbecue, way out on South Rainbow, is opening up a branch in Chinatown in July here in Las Vegas. And the Win Key does the best Chinese crispy pork and roasted duck and Hainanese chicken and chow fun noodles. Really just top of the line Chinese barbecue straight out of Hong Kong. The owner is named Ida, and she sat with us the other night and told us all about her plans. They're taking it one of the spaces to the left of Weira Thai in Shanghai Plaza, and I'm really excited because they do just those Chinese barbecue dishes, those Cantonese barbecue dishes better than any place in town. And it has quite a following on South Rainbow. They're keeping that storefront, but they're going to expand, and I think she's going to be needing wheelbarrows to carry the money out with all the people, because good Chinese barbecue is not to be found on Spring Mountain Road, amazingly. So she's going to fill a need right there. So
they're making the reverse trek.
Right. Yeah, they opened.
Most-
Yeah. Crazy. And when I was applauding, I said, "This is going to be great." She's a little nervous, like all, and because they're like doubling or tripling their space, but she has to redo the kitchen because Hong Kong barbecue is a very specific kind of with the hanging ducks and the crispy skin and the beautifully poached chicken and tiny chicken rice, and I just love this food. And they do that crispy pork belly with that crackly crisp skin on top, just better than anyone. So I'm very excited about Win Key coming to Chinatown. And I will save our talk of Cantina Contramar to our next show.
Let's do it. And I will get there before then, so I will be able to partake and enjoy it. It's been a long one, but I hope everyone has felt it's worth it, because I checked 2 major culinary boxes off my list this past week, and I loved every second I spent in those restaurants and every dollar I spent. All of it worth it. So
he's agreeing with you.
On that note, John, I think
sign off
till next week.
Till next week. Bon appetit, mes amis.